What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to my 7 Nights Flashpoint challenge run. Details in the description below if you want to know what's involved here. It is time to risk my entire run for a mission I don't need to, but we're doing it for the content, so let's go. Firebird Rivera has tasked me with repaying an obligation. He's at risk of taking a big hit if defector Penelope Kuwamba is able to reach the protection services of Bravestar and safely leak the K-Milieu organization's secrets. We'll need to take out the target before they escape under the wings of Bravestar SWAT, so long-range weaponry and speed will be our allies. And the tough thing is, this mission's due in 18 hours, our Underworld Hub isn't up until a day in 6, which we would let us hire an extra mercenary. The problem is, we've got one of our people injured, and so guess what? We don't have a fourth merc for this one. And Brackett is a hacker who has no combat talents, so it's going to be, a little bit difficult. Ultimately, I think we're going to go ahead and spend the 85k to make this mission slightly easier and grab 2 move points in the very beginning. I'm also going to cash in a favor with Sasha, very clearly. That's actually pretty nice. You need a corrupt insider in a megacorp, which is awesome because we basically put the lead on Sasha at the very start. From the very beginning, and so having an infinite favor source here that we can use for minus armor, very, very helpful for any missions that qualify for this leverage. So happy to have this, very happy to grab it. Wonderful stuff here. It's active, so I'll pop it when it's time to fight. Other thing to note is that they just today buffed late game enemies. Now, they didn't add new units to Bravestar, but they did come in and say, hey, if you're at a power level 5 or higher mission, we've buffed the stats on the guards. Do I know what those stats are? Right now, no idea. Either way, we are here. We've got... actually, I shouldn't be on a melee weapon here. I don't have a reason to go melee. Sorry, I need to switch something out real quick, which is switching this out for a pistol, probably. I think pistol's the best option I've got here. Actually, no, I take it back. I am going to be using melee some. We're going to stay here. This is the team. I'm going to switch you out from an SMG, though, and have you go for pistol as well. Need to replace this with a slightly better silencer, and then similar for you, I'm going to switch out your SMG for a pistol as well, primarily for the reach. The SMGs were only able to shoot at 14 meters silence, and that was not good enough for me. So pistol shooting at 18 is much more playable. So grab an HE grenade. Let's sort by highest gear level real quick. And yeah, you're busy on legwork. You're wounded right now, and I'm busy treating that one. And everyone else, okay, we need to have a item slot on you as well. Shock mine. Let's see, does no one have first aid, or does my hacker have it? Okay, okay, my sniper's holding first aid, and that's it. I think that's acceptable. All right, that's gonna be the lineup. That's the squad. All right, let's go run Snitch Snuff Out and hope it goes well. Are you sure you want to run a 3.4? Yeah, I have no choice. Thankfully, when the mission is done, I can hire a Warmachine, and it'll be exciting. Shh, nice and quiet there. There's a couple of Bravestar guys up there. Bravestar arrived ahead of schedule. They are crawling all over the place. All right, what is their play here? Well, here's the guy we've got to kill. The show is about to start. Penelope was hiding somewhere under the district. She has just appeared with her escort. They rolled out some expensive tech for this one. That Glimmer is a Vitatech. It will take at least 2 hits to knock it down. We need some intel on which way she's headed. Right now, the biggest lead is a lot of mil-spec encrypted chatter with the CCAC about approving priority air traffic. Predictable. They'll be taking her up in a hover transport. Eyes up, watch all the open rooftops or big stretches of concrete. Even a small hover transport needs a lot of safe clearance. They don't know we're here yet, but once they do, they're going to move her fast. When we blow our cover, we want to take out Penelope in the same breath if we can. Okay, so some considerations here, as there are some guards up there who look relatively normal. 300 health is roughly what I expect here. So the considerations are that this shield lasts for 3 turns, which means we have to wait until turn 4 if we're going to go for this kill without breaking the shield. That said, depending where she's going, this is basically the edge of the map. You can't actually walk into here, from what I recall. Can't do any previews to show you, but trust me, basically. So she's over here. I expect her not to run this way. This looks too narrow to go to. I don't expect her to go up and over like this. So she's almost certainly going to walk in this direction, and then up here would probably work, around here would work, running down here would maybe be a spot they could go for, right? There's a lot of possibilities, but she's probably running this way no matter what. And so, you know, 4 turns moving up here. If she's going, you know, full movement, it's going to get to around here. If she's going little by little, it's going to get to around here. But I expect the pathing to be this way, just based on map geometry. I've also played it. It's non-random, but I'm trying to be logical about how the game would actually approach things. What I want to really consider, though, is how afraid to be of various guards. Now, ultimately, because she's pathing this way, I'm pretty confident holding this rooftop is just worthwhile, and we can, whenever we want, spring our trap from up here. So, there's a basic guard here, a shotgunner. Yeah, a shotgunner there who's tanky but not useful. And then, of course, you're here with low durability. Got to break, got to break your shield in some way. AT grenades could do that, right? For 2 action points, clearly damage the shield and damage her guards around her. It's going to be very, very loud. They're all going to come toward me. It's not exactly ideal. Ultimately, my plan is going to be get up here and mess with the guards, but I need to know if I'm going to be attacked by these folks. So what needs to happen is I need a tactical surge. I need to see what you 3 are doing, but I can't see what all of them are doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like I'm running up here. I'm going to stop right here to be in range of look ahead, and then see what these 3 guards are doing so I can plan my turn out. So you are not going to be dangerous. You're turning over, which means I can play pretty loose with it. You could be scary, but I can play pretty loose and get to, vaguely around here and then wait. Let these guards have their turn. And as long as we're kind of far to the left, this guy can't ever look up enough. We'll auto duck. So even if you run straight forward, you're not going to see us. So get my entire team up here. Let's us dodge this guy. And then when they all do their movements, we're going to be okay. So just trying to maximize distance per action point. Shooting from there is playable, of course, but for now, let's wait. I can easily delay the team down, and Bubbles can put his stuff. It'll be no problem. I need to make sure I'm smart about my JTAC and strike zone. I probably want a strike zone for this, but I want a JTAC somewhere around here in order to be able to shoot both these guys and those guys with the same buff. So I want to be a little cautious about, the choices there. You can get there, no problem. Making use of the bonus AP so far. Right, only have 3. I was like, oh, where's my 4th person? I don't have a 4th person. Okay. I'm not in range to look ahead these guys, so I'm just going to let them have their turn, and then we're going to figure out the rest later. You are walking towards it, which is scary, because you're going to be closer to being able to hear our gunfire. I'm going to go ahead and... Right, so based on where these guys are going, I kind of want to JTAC in a way that also catches them in melee. So something like this means I can attack this dude from, right around here. And we still get, I want this lip and I want this lip. So, somewhere like this is decent. And then somewhere like that should give me all the attacks that I want. So, yeah, we're going to JTAC somewhere like here. That looks playable. And I'm going to save strike zone for these guys, which we'll go for probably next turn. We'll get rid of these guards on that turn. Or this turn, I should say. You are running up to protect the asset, but you're thankfully not in cover. You're going to run around to protect the asset. You're also not in cover. And then... Okay, turns out you're not going towards me anyway, but, I didn't burn look ahead to figure that one out. You're going to head to that side and look over the wall. Makes total sense. And then we need Penelope to walk, and we need you to walk as well. Thankfully, they're pretty easy to kill. And you're walking toward me next turn, so I got to be a little bit careful. But Bracket can delay here. You're walking up, and you're actually going to end up behind these barrels. So she's under half cover. You're going to stand there, and it's no big deal. Alrighty, so... all the really good initiative rolls are not these guys, right? It's this guy at 13, this guy at 12. So, ooh, I don't have that many attacks. I am not high on action points. That could be a problem. But we gotta actually do stuff. So, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go. If we get intruder reported, it is what it is. Let's go strike as hard as we can. Good hit. Bubbles might want to just stand right here. Obstructed is not horrible. He's not in JTAC is a bit of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. No one can hear the gunfire. Let's go shot 1. Not quite a kill. That was a glancing hit. That sucks. Yeah, we'll just do what we can. Maybe I really should have considered running into this buff area. So one consideration, legitimately, is, in fact, with his health bar being this low, Just running up here with a pistol and taking this shot. The chance of killing is relatively high, though not guaranteed. But J-Attack makes my hit chance better. Yeah, it's only a coin flip. We got what we wanted, though. And then Bracket is certainly not guaranteed anything. I do not want to waste a shock mine if I can help it. That would be very, very bad for me. But at the end of the day, I don't have much else I can do except take these shots, let him report me, and... yeah, that's actually... yeah, it turns out not having a 5th merc is pretty bad. You know what? I have to burn... I think I need to burn the shock mine. Sucks to run out this quickly, but... I need to shock mine this so that he's not able to report his status. And then we can use a shock mine again on somebody else, and... I'm down one more shock mine, but it is what it is. So... you're stunned. No report. No valid target? Really? Wait. No, you're lying. For some reason I get in a weird state when I throw consumables, but... okay, you suck at this. Still, though, you should be stunned, so we should be getting no tally. This will update, I assume, in a moment. Yep, there we go. We only got 2. No news comes through. Let's go ahead and see what these guys are up to. Only Penelope's prediction actually matters. These guys will always just do their, like, random AI movements. But it looks like she's going to be able to get to a spot somewhere like here, where she's outside of cover, and so it looks like after she moves will be the time we go for the kill. Which could be this turn, it could be next turn. I don't really care too much either way. I'm thinking I should go for my... but also, yeah, if she's, like, right here, we ought to make sure we're hitting from, like, around this area. So, first strike is okay. Second strike is pretty good, and this should be a kill, no problem. I'm going to delay, just to make sure everything looks fine. Just make sure you get line of sight in this guy. It's going to be somewhere like here. That should be acceptable. I'm in J-Tac. Shouldn't be a big problem. Let's go clean up this kill. There we go. I'm going to delay, and let's go let all the guards have their turn. So yeah, they're just patrolling around. And yeah, unless I really want to wait for turn 4, which puts her behind that hard cover, which I don't want to do. Because the accuracy losses... oh, also this guy's going to walk up behind us, which is going to be scary. He's going to stop at the end of the stairs. I've played this mission before. But this is going to eventually be a real problem, and I've got to be able to hide from him appropriately. So you're walking over. I believe you don't make it to the barrels. Let's make sure that's true. Yep, she stops here. And so we're going to go for strike zone and just try to alpha strike this, basically. Let's see. Yeah, you would be going on 14. And if I wait, you get down here, and I just don't want that. So what I'm looking for is... basically, it's very clearly killing her during turn 3 and then getting out. And if we're kind of behind a lot of these walls, this guy won't see us, and these guys can't get up too quickly. Like, they're going to be able to rock... they can, like, run all the way around to these stairs. These guys might run up. I've got to be a little bit careful about these guys. But if I'm... like, if I'm standing here, for example, this guy might not see me because of this lip right here, or if I'm hiding, like, right in this corner. And these guys wouldn't see me on their way up either, and then I could, like... find a way to, like, come back downstairs and just barely hide. And eventually it'll be turn 5, which is basically 1 turn of downtime. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure I want to stand somewhere like this, which gives me a clean line of sight. And yeah, this will block line of sight as well, which is really useful. That's actually going to be a really good spot, really powerful spot to stand. So one of the bad guns should break the shield, and then we get the kill with the assault rifle or a sniper rifle. But a basic pistol, probably Bracket's basic pistol, is going to be the one knocking the shield down. So you're done. Bracket is going to go... I'm thinking right here is fine. I'll hide you in the corner, actually. I'll put you here, which should be relatively hidden. Actually, it's not going to be relatively hidden from you. If I stand here, I'm within 20 meters, which isn't horrible. If I go somewhere like this, I'm at, yeah, still 20 meters. I want to be within 18 if I can, while also hiding from these guys. If I'm here, is that good enough? Yeah, okay. So if I'm here, I'm hiding until they can get all the way up these stairs. I have direct line of sight on Penelope, and I'm hiding from this guy who's probably coming up. Okay, that's going to be a good spot to stand. I do not believe I want to shoot until next turn comes up. But I should give it a little bit of thought, because what's going to happen if I shoot is these two are going to turn full aggro, Their initiative is 15. Panther rolled above that one, but they're going to be straight up alert and going for a fight. And I guess the weird thing is that's going to happen whether or not we shoot Penelope this turn or next turn. So I feel like it might just be correct to take this shot. Although I'm going to wait for Bubbles to throw it on Strike Zone to make the shot a little bit nicer. Yeah, I guess, like, as I try to think out the choice structure here. Let's see, what's your role? Your role is 16th, a little bit scary, but I kind of want this guy to be able to participate right now. Because I'm thinking, actually, let's just break the shield this turn. Her guards turn alert. And it is what it is. Because at worst, Panther still has the best initiative roll and can bump someone up and slow one of these guys down, and it works. So I'm in JTAC, you're in Strike Zone. You're gonna turn your team alert. We're gonna get, you know, reports of intruders spotted. But I think it's correct to then allow my team to get out afterwards. Let's make that the play. Let's actually wait for you to have your turn, just in case we care for some reason. We shouldn't have to care, but we get more initiative information. Okay. Yeah, I think we just shoot, we wake her up. Her guard's gonna get angry. We're gonna get reports of an, you know, intruder spotted. But I think we'll be able to mostly win on initiative rolls. So, shot 1, we damage the shield. Shot 2, we damage the shield. That is the shield down. By the way, the shield has 2 points to it, but it lasts 3 turns. So bracket is done. And then Belbos gets 1 shot. It is a surprise target, I believe. No, it's not. So I'm not going to get... yeah, I'm not going to get tons of bonus damage from a stealth crit. Unfortunately, bracket rolled really poorly on initiative. A little bit of damage onto you. That's fine. Her guards turn alert, of course. Turn comes up. Bubbles high rolls on initiative. Incredibly hard. That's great. This shot seems pretty worthwhile. I think this shot is pretty good. Who hears the gunfire? Just you. Yeah. This shot looks good. Down you go. There's the crit. There's mission complete. No one goes over to the law. Time to get clear before it gets any worse. The defector is down. It's time to go. Extraction options are coming online. And we can see that we have extract team all the way over there. So we could choose to, like, come down this way across these two and get there and deal with these 3 guys. We can extract right here, come back the way we came. It means we have to try to bypass that guy, but it's possible. Or we can come down this way and extract down here. Now, these guys are alert, so going this way seems really, really bad. Hiding from them should not be terrible. And we can maybe hide from this guy successfully as well. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but if I'm here, these guys can't reach me. They got to run all the way around. Now, they will alert me when they run by. So depending on how far they go, they might... You know, I might start catching strays, but for now it's okay. I'm going to run you here, and I think I want to delay, actually, and just see what else we kind of get going on. No one else really knows what's going on. This guy is suspicious. He's been told to move. So this guy's going to move on 15. And so because of that, I need to move bracket here. I should be able to run like this, and it'll be fine. He has a brief bit of vision here, but it's not much. I can also try to be... I'm thinking I want to go this way instead, just to kind of guarantee that I'm not going through the visibility cone. Again, it shouldn't really matter, but hey, I can just be safe. And then I believe I'm allowed to run like this, and it's totally fine. I don't believe I'm getting caught out by anything, and it's not a big deal. Bracket goes next. If I'm hiding here, I should be chilling. I should slow down by 1. No, let's go all the way here. It's fine. There is a world where this backfires, but I think it's really unlikely. And then Bracket's going to do similar things. I'm going to have you run to there. Come on. There we go. To there. And then run down hugging this cover. And oh, she gets pretty far, actually. All right, let's put you here. That seems fine. Get a little bit more out of it. That seems okay. That seems fine. This guy is going to walk up, just because that's his patrol path, as far as I know. This guy is going to run up suspicious and go toward here. He's going to get to, like, here on his turn. We have to hope that our initiative rolls are pretty good. Panther's at 22, which is a good sign. You're going to walk up. My sniper is hiding behind this for now, so he's okay, but... Ooh, okay, nice, nice. We can get around... Oh, nope! Oh, that is a problem. I didn't know he turned. He turned as part of this. Thankfully, we're winning on initiative, but that is an issue. We're going to get basically, you know, There's no way this Overwatch cone matters. I'm not going to worry about it. But, yeah, he's going to run up. He's not quite going to get to the top. He doesn't, yeah, quite see my sniper. But the problem is, I'm not getting away from this guy easily. This guy is fully alert. He's for sure going to rat me out. I am not going to be able to hide from this guy easily. How? And I don't have a shot here either. Okay, you're at 15. I really cannot guarantee that Bubbles goes early enough. This guy is sprinting towards me. He's gonna wake people up as he goes. This guy's gonna for sure get woken up. Yeah, especially with you rolling a 20, you're gonna wake him up, and then it's gonna be his turn afterwards. Now, thankfully, Bracket and Panther are going early. If I have this guy stop, I mean, his odds of rolling high are very low. I have interference spike, but not pre-computed. So yeah, Bubbles is a little bit caught here. Okay, how do I get out of this? I am pretty tempted to say, for now, end the turn, get a cover bonus, and if I get into combat, I have really, like, you know, these count as full cover, and if I end my turn, I get another plus 10, so I have minus 60 to be hit on anyone coming up this way, which I'm going to say is pretty worthwhile. That's likely to keep me safe. This guy for sure needs to die, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go loud with an AR on Panther to go for this, and Bracket should be able to help decently, and we'll just see what Bubbles rolls. Okay, not the greatest. Guards got woken up. You've been told to go. Makes total sense. I'm going to do a short yield for Bracket so that Panther can be the primary attacker here. I think that's worth it. Strike Zone and Co. are all down. Is what it is. I think, yeah, we just go loud here. And we expect Bracket can clean up afterwards if needed. Those went pretty well. I'm going to yield and have Bracket go for this. We're making a lot of noise. Oh, that guy's not dead. That's not a good sign. I'm pretty tempted to run all the way up here to get a guaranteed glancing hit. That's a little stupid. So I don't want to be wasting my action point standing all the way up here. You're at 14. Bubbles can go first if needed, although that's a little scary. It might just be shoot the Urban Assault, and, you know, odds at missing 3 in a row is, what, 58 to the third? That's like 1 in 7-ish. So odds are very high he dies. I do not want to waste my AT grenade. I could throw a shock mine at some point. I don't think... Well, see, if I shoot pistol, right, I can shoot, reload... No, I can't shoot, reload, shoot. I can reload and shoot once. Or shoot and then reload, and that's it. And that's a really low chance of actually getting the kill. So I think it is just full auto Urban Assault. Odds of a kill are high. Great, I think I landed 2 bullets there. Good enough for me. Oh, I forgot I have this. Pop it now. No better time. That would have gotten that kill for free and made some of the other stuff a little bit easier as well. Mistakes were made. Is what it is. You're good. I think Panther was going to just do a full yield. And let's see. Bubbles, yeah, is going to be beset by you sprinting. Actually, if you sprint up, you're not going to wake him up. You're not going to be within the, like, 5 or 6 meters required, I believe. So you're going to run up. You're going to wake him up. And he's, I mean, in a position to, like, actually fight because, I mean, Bracket is just fully... Ooh, Bracket's going to take 1 million damage here, actually. This guy's going to get woken up, and it's going to be really bad for me. Shoot. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about Bracket being stuck out of cover. But, yeah, she's going to be... She could be shot by this dude, and it's, like, not going to be pretty. You're going to, like, not get into range easily, but you'll be turned alert, and it's going to be really, really bad. I can't get around that. I can't, like, run up here and, like, interference spike you, drop you down to, you know, 14 or something, and then have him go first. It's not really going to happen. I can hope that Bubbles can sprint or, like, you know, duck down to here and then sprint away and not get seen, but, like, I don't know if he's a stun. He doesn't. Yeah, so he can't really stop Draco. I don't have Overwatch on my Cyber Knight or anything. What I could do, it might be correct, actually, is if I take 1 step forward and throw a shock mine, I am likely to stop you before you fight. But, like, you're going to turn alert instantly, and, like, I can throw the 60 meters, but he's going to shoot before 60 meters. Like, there's nowhere I can go and not be attackable. So, we might lose our hacker here. She rolled a 13, so it's actually not unlikely that this guy gets a good initiative roll in the future turn, and life is miserable. Alright, we're at the whims of how much the guards do. He's ended his turn, I think. I'm not in Overwatch, that's good. But, yeah, you're chilling here. But here goes Moment of Truth. This guy is alert. And HE Grenade is not that good. I can hope that my cover is good enough where he just can't kill me. He's got an assault rifle, and there's a chance he chooses to shoot at Bubbles, which legitimately seems like I should leave him here as bait because he should be under really high quality cover, and it's better than them getting a shoot at bracket. I don't love this, but I think it's my best choice, and then I sort out the rest afterwards. Yeah, his hit chance has got to be trash. Okay, that's Overwatch, which should be not terrible. You're just not useful. Wait, it was 55%? Oh, I'm not behind that cover. I'm behind this? No way. He doesn't count as behind that cover, so he counts as obscured only? Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's see. What are the initiative rolls? Very bad for me. You're not going to be fighting. You're not going to be fighting. You're not going to be fighting. You're going to walk over. Okay, so you're at 14. And you're at 13 in Overwatch. If I go to here, I cannot interference spike. Can I get a line on this? Like, if I go all the way up here, still no. If I go all the way, let me like snap as far as I can. If I go here, do I have it? Probably still no. Best I could do is like go for something like this and hope we can shoot him. It's only one Overwatch shot, but Bubbles is very likely to be hit. And oh no, and he has bad armor as well. I gave him the weak armor. He's gonna take a lot of damage from that. Thankfully, these guys' initiative rolls are bad, but I can't hide from them fully. I have Tactical Surge. If I get him to here, we get out next turn during Tactical Surge, except that my initiative rolls are absolute ass. It'll roll above these two because I have +3. How do I get Bubbles to safety? How do I possibly do that? I don't need to shoot you. It's not very useful. If I run here, there's no way I get anything good. How do I get Bubbles as safe as possible? And if I run up here, by the way, I won't make it myself. And so how do I get what I need? I cannot punch this guy out of Overwatch. There's just no way. If Bubbles had Strike Zone back... No, I'm one turn off! If I had Strike Zone cooldown... I mean, it would still suck because he'd have to do nothing this turn. But Strike Zone ends Overwatch. And so if I could have gotten... If I had used Strike Zone a turn earlier... It still wouldn't be correct because, again, I would not want to be in that kind of state. But... and I believe you can't throw HE grenades, like, to preempt Overwatch. Alright, well... The hope is that Bubbles ends up doing okay here. Yeah, he's not behind that cover, he's behind this cover, is what I think is happening here. I mean, he's actually not behind either one, is the funny thing. And I believe this grenade would not... Yeah, you can see that the icon's right there. There's an Overwatch icon. I point up my monitor. This icon right by him means that it would still try to do stuff. So all I can really do is hope I win the coin flip, which is not great, but it's all I've got. I'm going to be in Overwatch here, and it is what it is. Please miss. That's fine. It's only 1 AP down, and it was only a 70 damage hit. His gun is not that strong. That's good news. His mineral could be like a 10, which would be terrible for me. I really hope he doesn't mineral. And I can't really get in cover here. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to walk to here. I'm going to yield. Panther minerals at 13. This guy rolls a 14. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to only spend 1 action point walking over, which will put my mineral at 15. If we look at the guards, you don't matter. You have a chance of mattering, but you're still really far away from me. Maybe I go here. The reason is I want to open this up as a spot of hard cover for Bubbles to stand behind. Right, so if I stand here, next round Tactical Surge, I for sure make it out. I mineral of 15. This guy doesn't matter. This guy could walk up, but he won't see me. This guy won't matter. This guy won't matter. This guy won't matter. And then I have to make sure I roll ahead of you, right? So I have to min-roll 14 here. But if I walk down here, this guy could see me potentially and go into Overwatch, so I don't want that. So if I end my turn here, Tactical Surge bumps my team by 3, and we should be able to get out. Bubbles now needs to spend, let's see. if I go to here, I don't love this. It's only half cover. I would mineral at 12. If I run all the way out like this, I mineral at 11. But I would get +3 from tactical surge. Let me double check that one. It's +3, right? Yeah. So I would mineral 11. I'd go to 14, which would still go ahead of this guy. And so there's basically no expectation that I'm in danger. So I'm able to walk here, and it's fine. There should be no risk. Okay, reinforcements, don't care. I'm going to skip the info. Doesn't matter to me. There's no way you're useful. You're way too far away for me to care. We rolled pretty low on most situations, but it's good enough. Okay, brackets only behind you, and I'm just not going to be worried about you. In fact, what I might do, I'm going to spend a couple action points, because it's going to be safe. I'm going to run out like here. I have plenty of AP to spare. I'm going to interference spike you. Now you're going after my entire team, and now there's no risk at all. There are no more unknowns. There's the extract. There's the extract, and bracket should be totally fine. So, unfortunately, I got caught in Overwatch and took 1 bullet. I was not in high quality cover like I thought I was. And that made things a lot worse than it could have been. Oh well. Fall back, more Brave Star are on the way, clear the streets, we've silenced the defector. Alright, we got what we came for. I knew you had this one handled. We did. The time and place, that's all we needed. Brave Star is probably dumping Penelope somewhere in the bay right now, trying to hide their shameful defeat. Still not sure why Panther stuck his neck out for you, but here we are. We've honored our obligation to Firebird, and our relationship has improved. Bubbles was wounded for only 2 days. It was only a single hit. Wasn't that scary overall. Got some decent XP. Bracket levels up. Great. Obviously not going to send him to the doctor, but we will have to probably heal a wound at some point. Yeah, 3% move speed, you know, matters some. Get a bunch of XP. This guy has not leveled up yet, so I can't spend anything here. Hacker goes +1. So level 7 is a 2-pointer, so I'm gonna go here and take 1 in packet loss, and then I'll go here or here on 7, and then it's either 9 or 10 as a 2-pointer, and we'll get more afterwards. So that part's fine. Sniper gets +2, and that means, yeah, I've already grabbed the strike zone cooldown. I could definitely say, let's just make sure we strike zone, you know, on the same turn and get +1 charge. I'll do that later, but I want to make JTAC twice as good, and then go into +1 charge at 5, so that I can get 20 accuracy, and then at level 5, I can get 2 charges, which is really, really, really nice, and then I will probably suffer through this bug and take +1 charge at strike zone as well. I know it's the same as I'm doing in my previous playthrough, where I was relying on JTAC strike zone for damage, but I really, really need to rely on it right now, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and play some time forward. I'm going to go ahead... Actually, I'm just going to open and skip this legwork. Need one of your mercs on a legwork. My under-the-table supplier is trying to dry up on me. We had this combo last time about a corporate source. I'm going to go ahead and say your supply chain issues. Yeah, we can see that we could send bracket. If we fail, though, she gets exposure. I don't want that, and the odds of failing are pretty high. So I'm just going to be like, your issues are not my issue. Call if you have real work. Not helpful. You don't want my favors. I get it. Yep, indeed. All right, let's go ahead and play time forward. When we finally have open doctor benches or another doctor, we can move on and start doing more implants. I have some money, but not a ton. Hype limit break for our boy. We can get bonus XP or bonus sniper accuracy. I'm going to go for the sniper accuracy and crit chance from tech. Thank you very much. All right. Underworld Hub is level 2, and that means we can hire a new recruit. We're going to go hire a new Warmachine. But first, I want to make sure that... oh, and I have open task right now as well. Now that this is 2. I'm going to go ahead and get my sim stream... I'm tempted to go detox, but I'm going to go trainer. I can eventually hire enough mercs. Let me double check about file sets. I don't believe I need to upgrade this yet. I'm missing too many pieces, so this is no rush here. We'll need the money for the counter intel, but with missions coming up, it shouldn't be a huge problem. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and build our SimStream trainer. Yeah, I should build trainer over detox. We'll just deal with stress limit breaks over the course of time. It might have better go detox, but whatever. All right, let's go get our mission on offer. My insider is willing to steal a prototype Rook Tech nanofab stabilizer formula. Loot the files in the set. It's a jealously guarded Rook Tech secret for the moment, but it isn't likely to last. Someone else will steal the formula. We've had this combo before. It is a procedurally generated loot 3 files mission. So that'll be wonderful for us. The lab exit is what it's called. And ooh, it's worth a lot of money, this blueprint. We can't craft it. We need to influence break somebody. Boxer himself is going to be capped on influence when we get this as well, which would be kind of fun. We'll get a solid, roughly 150k payday. Not too bad. And I just need my, mercs to be ready for that to happen. So I have an open task here. We'll need to be able to pay for the counter intel in a bit. Let's see who can go in this mission right now, right? There is a yellow host. We could hack for loot. I'm willing to do so. But I need my other mercs back from, being injured / need to hire the Warmachine. So let's see. We always have to wait for at least you to come back. Or at least you to come back. So right now we could go and hire the Warmachine from the underworld and make that our team. I think that is okay. I think that is functional. I do need the money. I need it in the next 3 days. I also should be paying for some other upgrades here. In fact, I should upgrade. I have 2 open barrack slots right now. So I'm not in a huge rush here. I will eventually need more, but I'm not in an immediate rush, as I said. I think getting cold storage upgraded. Oh, it's too expensive. Okay, I can't do that for a bit. Laying down the power wires, though, for the barracks seems like an okay use of time. Things take a long time anyway, so I might as well. And so let's see. If I hire the Warmachine, I get a little bit less money from each mission I run. Right? Because she's taking 3% of the pay. So I think what I want to do, actually, is get you back from your faulty heart and just run this as the squad. Like, that's fine. Let's do that. Influence limit break for you. I don't have Puppet Master up until 5 days from now. Your favors mean pretty little to me. And so I'm tempted to burn them and hope I get street wetware as an option. Try one more. Darn. Okay, we get upgraded tight-lipped, which isn't great. But it's at least something. But yeah, it wasn't really ideal. Let's get him back. All right, we've got a full team. And we're going to go ahead and run the lab exit here. So we're against Rook Tech. They were not the ones that got specifically brand new units in this update. But I believe their actual power level scaling should still be higher. Like the stats on their people, basically. I'm double checking if there's anything I can and or should sell. I'm going to still hold on to this for a little bit. I'm going to sell some of these first aid kits. Actually, hang on. Can I even... Yeah, I need 5k. That's actually not that hard. So I'm going to sell the bandages and leave... actually... What would I rather have? I think I'd rather have Biostitch, actually. I'm going to sell some first aid kits. 8 is enough to sell. What I want is Matrix Snoop. Actually, I don't expect to get 50k from the Matrix Snoop. I'm not going to hack for loot unless there's 2 hosts. Also, lower than 5 sec level is the blueprint. That's going to be the primary goal. It'll be hard because we're going to start with sec level 3 due to heat. But it's possible. I don't think I need this. This is not important. Here are our 4 mercs. I think our setup looks decent enough here. I believe there's nothing else I'm looking to do aside from... I'm running low on other tools here. We'll have you equip Biostitch here. Yeah, we don't have... Let me actually switch all these for Biostitch. I think I'd rather have the 1 action point multiple charge stuff. It's just there to prevent bleeding out, basically. Wrong thing. We are running out of consumables, by the way. We've used a lot of them to stay alive. So, Silenced Defensor, Silenced Street Scout, Stun Club, Silenced Defensor with a grip. Oh, I forgot to put the grip on somebody else. There's yours. Yeah, okay, here's the team. Still got the Street Dragon here. We're looking okay overall. Yeah, so here's the mission. Let's go. I can't think of anything else I'm overlooking here. And then we'll put him into getting his wound healed once we're out of the mission. Let's go. All right. The pieces of the formula have been sent. We've been sent to find are hidden in loot boxes throughout the facility. You'd think the turncoat would just put them all in one place. Nah, security in an experimental fabrication facility like this is wired up nice and tight, especially for the blue cards. It's the point of the stabilizer. Nanofab just needs cubes and blueprints. Unless you need something more, every now and again, Corps get the idea to modify their blueprints to require some proprietary agent to stabilize the output, a curing agent to fix the fab. Never lasts long, the new tech gets leaked, or some cracker cracks it, which is why Boxer wants it so badly. He wants to be the one to sell it to the street first. Scout ahead, plot a route, keep your options open. Let's empty some loot lockers and find this formula. Alrighty, so we've got 10 turns until we're sec level 5 on its own. Red key's not going to be very important. We don't know where exit is just yet, but we also need to get the stabilizer pieces. So which route is fastest? I'm thinking go left, come through here, and then go right, and then hope our exit's around here. It skips this dead space here. These hosts are close by and could be very, very valuable. Here's a power level 5 guard bladesman. Oh yeah, they made the guards that show up be slightly higher quality. You're more likely to run into upgraded guards like bladesmen instead of basic guards. That's still there. Okay, so we're going to basically run this way. You need to know what these two are going to do to start. Let's find a spot where we can catch them both. There we go. You're going to run right towards us, so we got to preempt you. And you're going to hear footsteps, which is going to be a problem as well. I don't have ways of getting around that. I don't have a footstep silencer. So, yeah, you're going to hear this, and you're going to report. We're going to get one tally, and you're going to run towards me. Getting around is going to be... It's not the worst, but it's not great. If I go here, then go diagonally down, it's like, it's playable. And then, if I walk like this, you won't hear me, you will, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and strike twice. But I'm out of your earshot. Not the end of the world, not the greatest. Phreak 1 is pretty bad. Am I willing... I don't think I need to go for anything special yet. We'll just do a regular slice here. 1 HP, not a big problem. Bubbles got to be a little bit careful not to be too loud himself. Getting spotted isn't a big deal. If I go here, I'm within 20 meters. Want to not get heard. And I want to stay in the chance to get a stealth crit. So I get plus 25 for being hidden. I will remain hidden with this shot. No one can hear the gunfire. Down you go. I will send my Agent EX a signal grift for that, for sure. I'm tempted now actually just to... No, this guy likely walks forward. I think look ahead is lying to me. Okay, so the plan... Can I kill you cleanly? You're at the very end. I think Sparklight can go for a stun. We're going to go for combat out this way. We're going to kill him out here and hope these guys don't do too much. I think it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and delay and let this guy have his turn. And we're going to see what happens. You're walking over that way. You are hanging around. You're not going to see too far. Sparklight's going to wait. Bracket is going to wait. Let's see what happens. Okay, you are just turning. That's fine, actually. That's completely fine. I don't have my second JTAC charge yet. Do I want to use it anyway to be safe? Because I could, for example, throw it on Strike Zone. It's only for a single kill, but, like, I want to move quickly and quietly around this stuff, and so this is, like, not unreasonable to get this kill on, like, a good timeline. So I'm going to make that the play. I'm going to run you forward like this. Because he has a bunch of armor, the bat is pretty useful. These guys are far away, so I don't have to be worried about them. Intruder, don't care. Strike 1. Nice even crit. Strike 2. And what I want to do is actually yield and have Bracket get the kill. Also worth noting that there's a suppressant right there, who I don't know what his patrol is going to be, but he's going to be hard to kill. So the reason I want to wait is, also, you know, I'm going to line crawler. I want to line crawler this. And then if it bounces this way, I'm happy, but I'm going to get my Siren through this. I mean, he could just duck and I could hold stuff, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going to line crawl that because the bounce could be good. I'm going to yield, and the reason to do this is you can come up and can you... No, I can't really... Whatever. It might take 2 shots, but I would like to remain hidden if possible. So I'm just going to go here. If I crit, he dies. 35%. Not quite. It's okay. He puts a self buff on as a blade guy. Puts on home turf. This is going to kill. Down you go. And that gives Sparklight the action point he needs to... And then you're just going to walk up like this. It's going to be fine. Sniper can grab this and keep moving forward. What's my leverage? I don't have anything. Okay, cool. That gives Sparklight the ability to signal grift right now. And stop this timer. This timer is not getting stopped, but it's okay. It's just, you know, it's not the end of the world. Sniper, let's see. Yeah, I think him going over here, grabbing the box and coming around is correct. Stabilizer part 1, an armor, and a weapon mod. Okay, cool. Thanks for leaving this tucked here. More to find. Don't let the AI slow you down. Keep moving. Sure thing. Alright, not a bad start. I'm going to hope the suppressant doesn't go toward me. If we want to leave, we can, but let's be careful to not end our entire team in that square. If the entire team is there at one point in time, the mission ends. We evacuate. I am not worried about where these other guards are moving yet, so I can go ahead and just delay and let them move and get some information. We're going to keep looping through here. Unfortunately, Linecrawler didn't bounce. We can knock this down, and then the cameras will see me. Oh, also, I guess we know all the exits now. So I'm thinking I can maybe find a way to grab this one and then get out. Smoke screen will help. But you might just skip exactly this box. The upside being a giant blueprint worth like 400k. Well, more like 300k before difficulty settings. Probably like 150. But 150 is still worth it when I finally get someone who will buy it. So let's chill. I have no reason to do anything until the guards have their turn. You're going around in a square like that, which is not great for me. You're doing nothing, though. Where are you heading? That's not what I wanted. Sparklight cannot get this stun this turn. It would be easily spotted, which is a problem. So my goal is going to be yield, and let's see what info the CK can get for me. I can get you here easily. I'm going to go to here first. I can just kind of walk there and it's not a problem. Okay, we have another guard. It's you over there. I don't really care what you're doing. I'm going to go like this and catch this guy as he's coming around. You're going to keep walking forward. Okay. Yeah, crouching into these is always going to be fine. But I think if you're just going to walk, you know, up to here, me being able to jump over the wall and strike you is going to be good enough. So, I'm just going to be here and ducked, and we'll ambush you next turn. That seems totally fine. Sparklight is going to be in a similar boat. Let me just turn on the vision cone so it's like really obvious what's going to happen here. Spend 2 AP going up to here. And then you are also going to crouch. And hiding right there looks totally fine. Okay. And then same for the rest of the team, basically, right? You actually get the chance to reload, which would be a little bit something. Let's crouch to here. We can easily spend 1 AP reloading. And we're just going to ambush this guy. We can maybe... The thing is, this is one of the cases where I sort of wish I had the Agent EX white noise skill. I haven't learned it. But that would have allowed me to... Let me just snap there. That's fine. When he walks here, just turn on white noise, we can like literally sprint past him. But obviously can't do that without the ability learned. So these guys decay down to hidden. Now we only have one who's hunted. I saw someone leave a comment in the last video about how the stealth rules are inconsistent and hard to learn. I mean, I think you're not wrong. That's kind of unfortunate, but I think it is probably learnable. And obviously, again, it's not like super obvious exactly how everything works, because technically everyone got killed all in the same turn, but not everyone turned... Wait. Oh, you found a corpse. That's why he stopped. He saw a corpse and said, what the... Okay. Darn. And unfortunately, Strikestone doesn't catch him. I think we need JTAC here to get this kill cleanly. This is like this is the other, like, scary bad guy, basically. And I'm thinking somewhere like this is a reasonable spot to fight from. I'm not going to fight from the low ground. But one consideration I have is Bubbles really going to fight from right here? Is he going to walk any closer? So I think I can kind of throw JTAC a bit farther forward. So I put it here, I can like fight this area more easily. But I also can't delay Bracket and Sparklight past him. So if I'm going to use JTAC, I have to use it now before I delay. Or I don't have the buff. So I need a plan for, please don't walk close to me. I don't want to fight all of you at the same time. This is going to be a little bit tough. I'm going to end up putting it somewhere like here. Let's put it here. This is going to be good enough. I'm going to fight from there. It should be alright. You're going, honestly, a way that I don't mind too much. Please don't... Okay, cool. You're standing still. You're not going to see anything. That's good news. You're still useless. That's good news. You... Oh, I'm so happy you're going back and forth. Okay. That is really nice. I'm going to yield, and Sparklight's going to start. And he's going to basically run up here. Ooh, nice. I get it with 1 AP to spare, too. That's good. Not that it matters too much, but it means I could, like, throw it on Smokescreen if I need to for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? Yeah, again, if I had also white noise, I could, like, shadow to make him look over here, white noise to deafen him, and the entire team could run by, but that's not going to happen here. All right, anyway. So the goal is pretty clearly, let's run right here. I will get to attack. I believe I do not need to stun him. I believe... Wow, that is so little damage. Well, darn. I would love if Panther could go earlier, because Panther's weapon has decent armor shred. It's 30%, which if I get 2 strikes at it, there's a, you know, what, about 50% chance with 2 chances that I would shred 1 armor point and make the damage go higher. So the question I have right now is, do I need to go for the stun to make sure we're okay? I think it is correct to do the stun to make sure we don't get caught in a bad spot. Because we just don't have that much damage. You stood still last turn. You were running down there. We can start running our team towards this exit. And I think that is going to be okay. I'm gonna actually use him to move. Or I could pistol shot, but that's going to be like 5 damage. I mean, I probably just pistol shot, actually. It's not a lot of damage, but we need to kill this guy. So Bracket doesn't have any really better tools either. What I want to do is go here so that I have... Well, I'm going to start with packet loss because I actually want to put this thing on cooldown. We will easily get over this during the next turn. It's not going to be a problem. And so my best play here is to shoot 3 times and then get across next turn. It's fine. We'll grab this like on the way down. Like we're going to come this way. Someone's going to grab this and then come back up. And then we're going to grab this and leave. That's going to be the primary play. Whoever grabs this is going to go out this way. But we're going to all come down from this side. I think you're just going to shoot 3 times. If I was probably a bit more forward thinking, I could have maybe gotten to a spot where, yeah, I mean, you can see how tough it is to kill these guys without melee weapons that are actually pretty good at this. So, finally it's Panther's turn. If I put you here, you're not going to snap. That's too bad. If I go here, you're not in range. Wait, I should be. This should... Wait, don't melee weapons have 3 meters of range, or am I griefing? I guess they're 2 meters. Why did I think they had 3? Because there's no way I can reach this guy on its own. So I'm just going to run sort of here, which puts me a little bit forward so I can move towards this exit. Not too worried about these guys. This actually lip will block me anyway. So watch, let's see if I shred. Let's see if I shred or like crit first try. You see the damage here really good. Yeah, there's the shred, right? So now instead of having like 70 armor, it's 52. It's 53. And so the damage we deal like roughly doubled here. I'm just gonna strike again melee. I think it's fine. This way I don't have to reload on other people. That's you being done. And Bubbles can basically run across the map now. Don't want to go too far forward so I can see me, but if I go somewhere like this, it's fine, I think. Not going there. I'm gonna go here and just kind of hold this spot. Could go here, but I don't think I need to. We're gonna bypass these guys. If you do walk forward, you're gonna end up seeing the corpse and reporting it, but it is what it is. Off we go. Let's hope we're not caught in a weird spot. Corpse is gonna run out this turn. The first guy we killed is gonna run out. You're gonna walk over here. Please go as close as you can. Please keep going. Please keep going. Please keep going. Okay, that's still gonna be a little bit hard to kill, but it's gonna be playable-ish. Yeah, he's gonna hear footsteps. Gotta be careful about that. Running out to here seems correct. I am tempted to throw Shadow at you so that we can run here faster, but I'm gonna delay. If I go at 6, I'm going before the rest of my team, so it's not a big concern. Get you here. That's still going to block pretty much any line of sight that anyone has, so I'm not worried about it. Bubbles will delay as well. Okay, cool. You are standing still. It's good news for me. And then Bracket is in a similar boat of basically running to here. Let's put you here. And then I want to sneak up on you. Ooh, your initiative is 18. That's actually not horrible. Okay, so here's the plan. Yeah, and you're useless. I don't care. Okay. So Sparklight is going to use Shadow and aim it at the wall. What that's going to do is force him to look over there. We'll aim it like really far back if we can. That works. Really? Okay, I'm just going to throw it right here. He will face it. And then his next turn will be walk there and end his turn. Which allows me space to sneak up on him. Yeah, basically let's just spend 2 action points. Run up to here. We're going to crouch to within about 5 meters. Get as close as we can, which is basically going right there. You're going to go investigate that next turn. End your turn right away. You're done like this. Don't gotta do anything else. You have very little you can do. You're just going to kind of stand here, basically. I can walk slightly forward. To, yeah, basically right here. Great. And then Bracket is going to be in a similar boat. I think reloading is acceptable. Let's spend 1 AP getting to right here. Let's spend 1 AP reloading. It's a good turn for it. And then I can crouch and join the squad up there. We can cheat forward a couple centimeters. Okay. We're going to delay until your turn happens, just to make sure, in case things go badly, it's okay. We get our escalation. Let's see who was sent. Response is cameras going high power. That's not bad. And Theta was sent to intercept. Now, thankfully, he's being sent to intercept this, right? He might run. He might go diagonally like this. He might go around like that. I'm not sure which. If he runs like this, this spot is a little bit dangerous. So I've got to make sure we are behind these shelves, which means Sparklight. No, Sparklight didn't roll well on initiative. Okay, let's Tactical Surge then to make sure Sparklight has better initiative. I'm going to go ahead and Security Scramble this laser gate. And then we're going to wait until your turn happens. So Panther is fine. Bubbles is fine. You're still useless. You're going to go investigate that. And now we can go have our fun. So Bracket is safe where she is. There's no way she gets spotted. Well, there's a chance she gets spotted, I guess. No, there's no way. Okay, I'm gonna do a drop. I'm gonna have you drop. Panther's gonna lead because Panther has armor shred. This does not put me in range, so I'm gonna spend as much as I can. If I go here, I'm in range. I can lunge out, so it's okay. 2 AP moving. Start the strikes. Let's go. You hear me. You see my entire team. You see my entire team. I'm sad about that, but it is what it is. 30% to shred. We're still not getting it. There we go. You know, better late than never. Let's see. I would still want to use Sparklight to do the killing, if I can help it. Oh, I yielded Sparklight down to the point where he's now going after Theta again. Whoops. Whatever. I'm going to have Sparklight get the kill. He should be good at it. Melee weapons deal good damage, and he'll have... And we don't have to reload them. You're going to grab this loot. Stabilizer part 2. 100k cred ship. Let's go. We high rolled. Piece by piece. We're gathering what we came to get. That is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the loot RNG. And, okay, thankfully you're going that way. That's good news. So you made him suspicious. And you are just slowly walking across. It's the first thing you've ever heard about. So you're not... You're taking your job kind of easy, okay? You don't get paid overtime. Doesn't really matter. He's gonna, you know, languidly make his way over. Down you go. I don't have Line Crawler to next turn. I do have Signal Griff back. Do I need a Signal Griff though? Is it useful? Actually, it's useful because I can walk through laser gates. Signal Griff does not trigger camera, does not fool cameras. You can walk by everything else, which means he can be my guy who walks into these 2 laser gate rooms. And then, I mean, I don't know if he's still the guy for this loot box or not, but I still want to get that loot box. I'm going to skip exactly one of them. We have about... We don't have that many turns left. So this guy's corpse is going to run out. Where are you? Where's the guy we killed? You're right there. Okay. Yeah, so in about 3 turns time, we're going to gain another... Yeah, we have like 4 turns left, basically. Because in 4 turns, we're going to be at a 10 escalation, counting this corpse. So time is getting a little short. We're okay for now. This walks right by the camera. Does Bracket have... Actually, I know she does. I'm going to yield, just have Bracket knock this camera down as best I can. So I'm going to put you here and hit this camera. Ooh. No, I think we're not killing this camera this turn. We're not going to all get over there in time, so we want to make sure we knock it down for a turn where we actually can all get past. I'm going to have you stand here. You're fine. Bubbles is going to have to end his turn short. Just about. I can get to, like, here. But, yeah, I'm not really going... Yeah, I'm losing half an action point. It's not a big deal. Alright, well, one part of the stabilizer to go. We're going to get the influence, no problem. But I still want the blueprint because it's worth a lot of money. It'll be worth over 100k, I think, net. Panther can't turn things off. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to have Sparklight. Let's see. I think you're going to be the one running. So I'm not going to have you use Line Crawler just yet. Even though I'd like to put it back on cooldown. I need... Actually, no. I think Bracket has to turn this one off. And Sparklight turns that one off. Because we got to run a lot of the team out this way. Let's put you here. There we go. Come on. Right there. Right there. Let's Line Crawler this guy. I'm not going to get all the way up. Sorry, I can't get out of the room. But I can at least get this loot. It's decent enough. Decent blueprint. And we got a reflex sight for... I don't know if it's for an assault rifle or an SMG. Basically, it's either a pistol slash SMG sight slash revolver sight, or it is a assault rifle slash orbit assault. I'm not sure which. Packet loss is up again next turn, so I can actually turn this off with packet loss and have somebody kind of grab this, no problem. I might run her out like this, in fact. She can grab this box. We still have the Tracy Brothers chair here. Corey, how dare you? Let's have you be the runner, I think. Just stand you right here by the box. Should be no problem. And then Panther is going to be the one to run across and eventually join the team. But he is slow right now. He had to, you know, use his sword a whole bunch, so he's a little bit behind. I think we're still on pace, though, to get the secondary objective, which I'm happy about. Source of quantum interference, +2 tally. Corpse runs out this turn. Yep. So, as long... Actually, the thing is, he's likely to find the corpse. No, he's... Oh, shoot, he might find this corpse, actually. If he runs by, depending on his route, if he walks like this, he shouldn't see it. But we're only a couple of turns away from him getting us 3 tally. I think it's not going to line up as anything special. It's all going to be the same turn anyway. So it shouldn't change our timelines really at all. Let's see. When does Panther get his stuff back? 2 turns away. Okay, that means this camera is just going to give us 1 heat no matter what, which doesn't really matter too much, actually. Let's go ahead and knock down these laser wires. Seems fine. Bubbles can get this without any sweat. Got an E-medic over there. Okay, we get the red key, which we're not going to do for anything with, really. We get another armor, which is cool. We'll see if it's any good or not. Crafting cubes are useless for this run. We can stand on the exit. Although I'm going to wait and see what this guy's not going until next turn. Okay, standing on the exit then is correct. We've got this box here. Yeah, you're still on the way. Okay. Can Sparklight realistically get this box and get out next turn? No. I would rather have the blueprint than whatever's in this box. So I'm going to play for running to the exit. And it is what it is. Let's get past this camera pretty cleanly. So far, so good. You will do the same. 2 people on the square. That's totally fine. 1 person is guaranteed to trigger this camera, but it's only going to be 1 tally, and it's on a future turn anyway. You're useless. Great. So let's make sure we don't end the entire team on that square. That would be against what I want. Standing here... I'm a little bit worried about your roll at 21. If you turn around, I'm very sad. So I'm going to actually stop right here. In case you actually patrol toward me for some reason. And he did. Sec eye is in his ear. Okay, you're actually going to see me. I'm going to be in Overwatch here. Shouldn't matter, but yeah. There's a reason I stopped, then it turns out, yeah, he was the guy. Okay. It still doesn't really matter here. Let me check who has disabling talents available. You obviously don't. You don't. You don't either. Okay. So we're just going to generate, like, a little bit of tally, but we're going to end on the same turn, so who cares? I'm going to have my Cyberknight run over. +1 heat. Grab the loot box. Ooh, level 4 assault rifle. Okay, kind of nice. Get a bunch of blueprints that I can't really use, unfortunately. This may not be better than my... Actually, no, yeah, it might not be better than my Street Dragon. But this is a silenceable assault rifle. It is actually not hard to silence it, which is kind of a positive. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to bump the initiative on Sparklight just to not have to go through one more guard. You're up. And then let's start extracting. We didn't get every single, piece of loot we wanted, but it's fine. We're down, a file set. We're down 2 boxes. But I wanted to end before we got too much heat. Filter back in the shadows, disappear, and that means we get the shotgun blueprint that at some point in time we can actually sell. Some part of the stabilizer is better than nothing, right? Well done. We can't pull this off. The street will be rabid to get it before Rook Tech even starts using it. I think they've learned, but they just keep trying this trick. So we get some decent XP. We get, 50k shy by not getting the last piece, but we get this blueprint here, which is probably worth 50k and the 2 boxes. It might not be, but, it might be. We can go investigate the value of our hard work. This is what we got. And, ooh, it actually only sells for 52k. Wow, okay. I was wrong. This was worth less than I thought it was going to be. I maybe should have played for the entire mission instead. The EV of clearly those 2 boxes and the objective was higher than the shotgun. So, my mistake. Still also can't sell it yet. So also, money now is better than money later. Still can't do anything else except sell things. I don't care about getting anything from you. We can go ahead and... I think, actually, I should be selling everything to Dusty. Reason is he has fewer services, and I want him to upgrade his buys, weapon, and mod blueprints. So that he will... I can sell higher level weapons to him. And so... Because I can't craft in this challenge run, we're selling all this stuff here. Bunch of mods that I would otherwise be able to use. These just go over here. And even though Joe pays a little bit more, I think, Actually, I use Puppet Master once and I get what I want, but either way. Do I have... Let me double check for file sets. Yeah, can't mint anything here. Individualized files. I have 1. 20 influence. It would go to... Okay, I'm still waiting for Dance Hall to limit break, so we're kind of waiting on that. That's all there. That's all there. Okay, nothing to look at on this. Let's go ahead and start treating this wound. 37k, 4 days and change. We have enough to afford the counter intel pod. And so again, the timing here is counter intel is going to cost me 150. I have 130 to spare. I would like to get some cybernetic implants. I think it's also a reasonable time to hire the... Yeah, we're gonna cap on tokens here. So I'm gonna go get a new recruit here. Welcome our level 4 Warmachine. Also, by running the mission first, we got some XP on everybody, which means the Warmachine comes in at a higher level. New Warmachine recruit. We've put out the call for new Warmachine. What'd you find? Didn't have to look far. Got a bite from within our own team. Rhino runs in some millsec circles and has heard about an impressive fighter who fits the bill. Quick introduction. Hi, my name is Ling. I'll be waiting for your call. Keep in mind, people who end up down here willing to join a Cybernetics crew, they've all got baggage, bad blood, someone hunting them. No one makes it this far into the shadows without a tattered record. The new potential recruit is waiting in the roster for your review. You can check out all the recruit's attributes, traits, and tags from the roster, then start the recruit conversation and make them an offer. Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's hire her. Hello, Ling. So she's cyber scarred, bonus will, bonus HP, but takes bonus stress from surgery, which is scary, of course, but also comes with some nice bonus kinetic damage, some nice evasion, solid stat distribution overall. Very, very durable. Let me introduce Ling. I met her recently through some of the ex-Milsec channels I keep open. Haven't known her long, but I can vouch she is deadly and has grit. And she's looking for a new crew. I've heard a bit about your prowess as a walking weapons platform. Takes a lot to get this level, but it has cost me a great deal. I didn't know the cost when we accepted this life. We? My sister, Tavia, and I started this together. We were just street kids back then, looking for a hit, a chance to make a Yuda. We were stupid enough and desperate enough to not see the blade between the bills when the street doc offered us some free upgrades. It's a common enough hustle below street level. Most of the time, they just rip your organs and toss you in the dumpster. Trust me, I'd spot it now before walking into a trap. Today, I'd be kicking the door down and torching the whole damn place and killing every single person in the building. Alright, so it went badly, but you look like you got most of your organs, so what happened? The doc wasn't an organ harvesting front. Instead, he was cybering up anyone they could to fight in underground death matches for a syndicate called the Red Diamond. Tavia wasn't lucky. Her body rejected the splice and it killed her. I learned about that later when they were getting me ready for my first fight. It did not go over well. What he was trying to say is that if you're worried about a revenge quest against the Red Dragon, don't be. They're extinct. The doc got a little too excited, gave me an ocular lance he wasn't supposed to. I fried and maimed and cut my way out of there. The street doc must have realized the mistake just in time. Dr. Allgood escaped, and I still haven't found him. Spent the next year hunting down the rest of them. Helped me come to understand my Delta Wire. At least you don't have the whole syndicate out looking for you. Felt good at the time. It was what I needed to do. So you're back from your revenge quest, looking for a crew. What makes you worth picking up? Well, I need to find something new. A new family, a new start, a reason to keep taking shots. Further define the merc by picking one of the following traits. We can give her move points and move speed, we can give her kinetic as pure damage, and we can give her will and crit chance. So will, of course, in both these cases, does scale cyber weapon damage. Kinetic as pure is really good because a lot of cyber weapon weapons are kinetic damage, so we get a really good amount of damage out of this one. And of course, move speed really useful because war machines just tend to be melee focused and need the move speed overall. So it's really getting into range or dealing damage once I'm there is kind of the call. Right, reaction helps by giving me even more move speed on top. Fractional move points will be hard to get, but it's possible. I think I want that more than I want crit, but these are all pretty good. These are all some of the better traits in the game. I'm really tempted for kinetic as pure, but I'm also really tempted for move speed. I'm gonna go move speed. I think, yeah, let's go move speed. Let's go agile. Tavi and I stayed alive by being quick and quiet. Staying agile helped me ambush syndicate members one by one. I was quick, but the Delta Wire made me even faster and stronger. In our line of work, that can be the difference between a score and a disaster. What do you think, Midnight? Got one more question. I know you wiped out the Red Diamond Syndicate, but you didn't do it without making some enemies along the way. You killed a lot of people to get revenge for Tavia, but there is no way they were all clean kills. So let's hear it. If we're going to take you on, you need to know who your enemies are. Before you answer, let me be clear. If you want in this company, trust is our baseline. So even if you don't like your own answer, it better be the truth. You have a Syndicate boss enemy. The Red Diamond are packed by a Jupiter Corp VP. Or the Blue Ox have a gang boss who doesn't like me very much. Let's go ahead and say that Jupiter doesn't like me very much. Sounds like you went barking up a dangerous tree. It did not take long to make some enemies. So a Jupiter Corp VP is running a little side racket. When I went up against the Red Diamond, I found out they were more into producing designer street drugs. Whatever they were into with Dr. Allgood was their own little secret. Not that Lena is blameless. No, we have business, she and I. Then we have trouble with the corporate VP eventually. Private word? What do you think? Everyone in this business has something haunting their past. We've got to keep that in mind when weighing a new recruit. If we can't decide now, we can review the recruit at the roster before making a final decision. Nah, welcome to the team. You won't regret this. I'm crawling back from the brink, and I intend to make it worth it. So she is here as a Warmachine. Since we last talked about Warmachine talents, they've made a few balance updates. The primary one is... This is, I think, unchanged from before. But the big one is Burn Surge, where the top right one is just flat 1 AP. And the bottom left is lose health and get initiative all at 1. But it unlocks getting these ones down here, which is a move point and an AP. So basically, what I kind of consider it is that, like, well, you can basically spend 4 points to get a second action point and drop your cooldown, which, to be fair, is worth it. 3-turn cooldown is worth it here, going from 5 to 3. It matters. And this is functionally a 2-pointer, where you're saying, well, I'm going to spend 2 points to get a move point and initiative, which I mostly don't care about, and lose more health here. But if I spend 3 points, I get 1 MP and 1 AP, and yeah, I lose some more health. Again, I would mostly not care about the initiative. It occasionally matters, but it rarely does. So it's not that it's not text, but it's rarely important. Burn Surge is kind of nice though. Berserk Haze will recharge eye weapons and pulse guns. So I got a pulse gen here. It is in the chest slot. It is a base cooldown of 8. It costs 1 action point. Enemies within 8 meters lose Overwatch, get minus 40 evasion, and take 250 kinetic. And it doesn't trigger Overwatch, which means I can... Now, again, I have to find ways to get the cooldown back, don't get me wrong. And losing 25 health can matter here as well, but I will either hit 1 or 2 enemies with more than a melee weapon's worth of damage, and minus 40 evasion means we are for sure finishing that off, right? Like, that enemy is taking full damage forever. So you get a really, really good pulse gen, which is nice. You get pretty basic optical laser. Now, it's a nice 18 meter range, is good. If you crit, you get 2.5x damage to 1.5x damage. And it's the standard 10% crit full, so it's the same laser that the starting Warmachine gets. But you get slightly better blades here as well. You get level 2 blades. So you still have 65 accuracy, but you get 172 kinetic. You crit for 2.5x. Again, claws are your primary like turn-to-turn damage here when you're not swinging a bat or whatever. And then Delta Wire 2 has slightly more move speed and things like that. We mitigate 5% move speed penalty, so heavy armor is a bit more playable. Plus 4 will is nice for just generally increasing cybernetic weapon damage. I gotta say, this is not a bad opening talent setup, except I probably wouldn't take cooldown on Crimson Vector. But I also only have 5 talents. The question is, I do want Stun Strike. I think it's worth it as a 1-pointer. I probably want Berserk Haze plus Pulse Gen Master. And that means I'm probably taking only Crimson Vector Claw Master and not getting much farther. I can still freely respec. So, like, let's imagine I don't have this point spent here, or I take plus range. I can go somewhere like this. I can go... I can't quite get Claw Master here. Well, I can if I don't learn this. So, Pulse Gen Master says, oh, well, don't worry, your recharge rate is -1. The big thing here is I can make my Pulse Gen not, toss my own HP. That's pretty helpful. I can also make it not cost any AP, but I only use this once every, 6 turns anyway, so this is not worth it right away. But of course, dropping the recharge rate from 8 turns to 7 turns to 6 turns. No, wait, no, sorry, 8 to 7 baseline to 6 to 5. And then, by the way, right, Berserk Haze can pop 3 times in a row, which means I can pop this on turn 1, on turn 2, and turn 3. And if I did the math right in my head, I can Pulse Gen again, just barely on turn 3. And then on turn 4, Berserk Haze is back from cooldown, and it's, even more fun. But also at the same time, as much as I might want Pulse Gen Master and feel okay about getting +1 will here, if I save these points, I can go in towards Redline instead, and then on a Cyber Claw kill, I get my action point and damage and whatnot, and the kinetic damage, by the way, right, actually factors into the Pulse Gen. But that means I'm also Pulse Genning after a Claw kill instead of before a Claw kill. So there's just like a lot to really like here. Like, I want Burn Surge, I want to 1-point Stun Strike, I want Redline, I want Claw Master, I want range on Crimson Vector. I probably have to end up skipping most of Berserk Haze and leaving it as a 1-pointer. I want Pulse Gen Master a decent amount. I probably don't care about the damage too much. I would skip this for a while, especially because also early game, Pulse Gens don't deal 100 damage to you, so you can skip this too. But, going here, I mean, realistically, I might just, like, grab Pulse Gen with no other bonus points and just spend the 3. And then we have, Claw Master at 0, and at level 4, she gets to move up towards this. Wait, it's just going to be level 4. She's level 3. Oh, the half XP is probably getting me. It's probably because I'm getting half XP or something, right? Because of that. That's my guess. Anyway, let's respec. Go here, go here, go here. No, wait. I think I'm going to skip Pulse Gen. I think this is worth it. But spending 1, 2, 3 for -1 cooldown and health loss is not worth it here. I think Berserk Haze... Actually, even Berserk Haze might not be worth it. Because that just says, get your eye laser back, but I'm not going to eye laser very often. It gives me 1 claw charge back, but it's 1 claw charge back every 5 turns. I think, no, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to rush up here. Get my 0 AP claw attacks. And then... I might take Crimson Vector range, to be honest. It's actually pretty worthwhile. I could go Berserk Haze and it's fine. I kind of really want Burn Surge here. And I kind of really want Redline. Because Redline lasts for 2 turns and I can get a million charges on this. I'm actually pretty sure it is, like, optimal. Maybe I'm wrong, of course. To go this far on Clawmaster. Maybe get some range on Crimson Vector. I think getting all the investment just for the move speed is not quite worth it. This is functionally like a move speed printer, right? It doesn't have AoE attacks like Slash Slide does. So it's not a damage printer, except for the fact that it saves you some move points. But like what it really does is say, hey, look, attack with a claw like it's 1 AP, which, by the way, my claw attacks cost 0, right? So, like, it's not even saving me that much there. But it's saying, look, you can close a 6-meter gap for 1 AP, which is slightly better than move speed. Or I can go up here and close a 12-meter gap for 1 AP, which says, okay, with investment, I print 2 action points every 5 turns. Nah. No thanks, basically. What this basically does, just at baseline, is say, hey, instead of running and doing a claw attack, just Crimson Vector, it's the exact same output, except we saved you a charge on Clawmaster. Like, Crimson Vector is basically +1 charge on Clawmaster. That's what it is right now without further investment, increasing the range, which actually makes it an AP saver. And that means I really just want to go into Redline here and make it better. And then down the line, move through here. I want to go for Strength HP, because Strength is kinetic as pure, and that's probably better than going here. Yeah, 1 initiative is nice, but I have so much initiative as a Warmachine already with her spec that it's fine. There's actually a world where I could have pathed this way and skipped this point. These are better, to be clear, but it means I'm skipping this to get it. Actually, you know what? I am willing to do that. I'm going to respec one more time. The path's going to be this. I'm basically getting this point instead of this point. And it means I'm not getting this 10% kinetic damage, but as a result, I've gotten these instead, right? Instead of getting 2 accuracy and 1 cyber weapon damage, I gained 5 kinetic as pure, 1 move speed, and 20 HP. I'm pretty sure, you know, the functional equivalent of 2 strength and this is better than what this gives overall. So I think this is truly optimal pathing. Now, if you're starting from scratch and you're a level 1 Warmachine, you're down 4 points here, which means you're just unlearning all of Clawmaster just to get, you know, slightly cuter pathing. Yeah, like I could not have all 3 of these points learned and go here instead and be 2 points ahead on going Clawmaster, right? So it's like, I'm not saying this is optimal for like always, but I think it's optimal in terms of I'm level 3 and I can respec and go this way. The damage here is just really good. So that's my setup here. I've got my Urban Assault that I can't use. I got to get rid of that. I've got a Railgun that's cute. Here's my Defender class. I can compare that, actually. We can look at that real quick. So let me remove the mod and compare the Street Dragon to the Defender class. Now, in truth, the Street Dragon does more damage overall. So Defender class, let's see. If I go single target, more accurate. 45 less pure damage, but 91 more kinetic. Or ballistic, rather. Okay, if it's a light guard, this is more damage outright. If it's, you know, 50 armor or less, it's you know, better. Okay. If I'm going full auto, the Defender class is less accurate. If I'm hitting 2 guards, that's a 25% damage increase. But, again, I'm trading off, 70 ballistic for 28 pure. So, again, if they have high-quality armor, right, 71 versus 28, it's like, if they have about 60% DR, the Street Dragon deals more damage. But also keep in mind, accuracy is relevant here. It does matter. I don't have infinite, you know, tools for this. Also keep in mind that the full auto cone is narrower, so there's a chance I don't get a second guard. Also, the range is slightly worse. That could matter as well. But hey, the shred's better. I think realistically, in the average situation, also even the recoil is harsher as well. Noise is the same. I think in the average case, Defender class will do more for me. In most cases, I'm not hitting really heavy enemies. But there are some enemies who are really heavy, which can be scary for sure. Still no silencer is what it is. I have no extra grips for the melee weapon. You finally got the upgrade here. I can't really get any value out of Co-Conspire until I get the tokens going through. So I'm really tempted to rush towards pulling strings here instead. I mean, realistically, if I could have respect, I would, and I would get out of these points because I can't Co-Conspire anyway. I would have just rushed for Puppet Master cooldown. Because it would have mattered, actually, as it turns out. I would have actually gotten use out of that. So I wish I had Puppet Master cooldown here instead of these, but is what it is. And then I think pulling strings so I can re-roll the options is correct. So I would rather have Persuasion and Handling than Cunning. So I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to move towards this. And then next time I get a token, I will unlearn the Co-Conspire buff for eventually when it's going to be, you know, possible. I could even take Care and Feeding, but probably I won't. And then I can go down here and grab Handpick to make sure further hires are better, which is good because I'm so low on XP. You're getting healed. That's good news. My team is mostly fine here. You're under-equipped because you're missing some stuff. Oh, yeah, I got a new armor as well. This has... it's worse than this and just give some initiative, I'm never going to use this. There's no way I'm going to take this much of an armor loss just for one initiative. Like, if you gave me an armor that was, you know, functionally plus 8% armor, minus 1 initiative, I would wear it. But this is like, you know, this is plus 8% armor, 2 initiative, and 10 move speed, which I'm not going to wear. So I'm logically consistent, I promise. I'm going to sell this because there's no way. Actually, one thing I should really consider, though, is my Delta Wire gets rid of 5 move speed penalty, which means, in truth, her and her only is willing to wear this. Anyone who can mitigate move speed, the minus 2 initiative kind of sucks, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just barely worth it. It's a good amount of damage blocked. I think it's fine. You can hold on to this for now. I'm going to sell this as well. I forgot. And then you can hold this. Who cares? Doesn't really matter who wears it, really. Move speed is nice. Wonderful stuff. Okay. So we have a squad. I can go ahead and play time forward now, finally. And then we will end this before we get a new mission. But let's go ahead and play time forward. I have a new token. He is trying to set up this luxurious lifestyle. It's not guaranteed yet. She's trying to play bodyguard for Joe. I'm thinking this is a good enough time to run the legwork boost here. We'll hire the merc later, but for now I'm going to boost legwork. Make aggressive moves immediately to support the field ops from here in the hub. We'll get this done right. Can't afford to miss. Alright, chances went up. That's good. I want to upgrade this further because I need more tokens and I need to get my legwork to look better. I'm capped on tasks, but I need to get power and cooling up to do so. And a lot of money. Not the easiest thing in the world. Curious what mods I have, if any. I have no weapon mods spare at all. Okay. I have these armors. That's fine. I have some Caltraxia. Kind of nice. Move points. Initiative. Armor. Yep. All positive stuff. Cool. Alright. Yeah. Time forward. I have to say, I would live in that apartment. You and Warner Braun are not shy in funding the fabrication here. The lie. The more extreme it is, the more rapidly UNA will take action against Lavina. Everything is in order. All the forgeries are in place. It's time to bring the hammer down on Lavina. It'll be swift and decisive, and then Hans will see the tranche of evidence and realize his great folly. Reed is proceeding to launch the allegations against the UNA researcher. Alright, let's hope that she succeeds in her legwork. Clean room is up, and that means we can finally build counter-intel and start dealing with heat. Big deal there. No, I keep forgetting. I actually want to get my cyberware going. I keep forgetting to do that. I kind of want to wait. Yeah, this is too expensive anyway. Let's take over the skeleton. This would be decent. Is there something better for me? I could give you the skeleton as well, but it's 14 days out, which kind of sucks. I could give you... Yeah, Neurotoner is not what I want here. This can only ever be Matrix Link. That's not useful either. There's your spear. There's your blades. 0 AP is kind of nice. Give you some dermal plating, but I already have minus move speed. I want to stack that until I can get better stuff going on. Basically, need to wait for a leg slot or a lung slot to get move speed mitigation. Okay, we have a scav raid in 5 days and change. Am I holding money for a good reason? No, I should start spending my money and getting my team better. We actually have downtime. What feels like actual downtime. Cyber surgery, skeletal slot, aluminum bone grafts, 123k, a week of downtime, but it's 3 strength, some HP, some wound resist. And everyone is finally back from being wounded. No, you're still being... Wait. Wait, does he have different benches open? Because he's getting treated right now. Can I just not do this, actually? Am I griefing? Can I even do it? Skeletal slot, bone grafts. Okay, so apparently she can do a heal and a bench. I forgot about that. Yeah, doctors often have different benches for cyberdecks and wounds. I forgot. I'm griefing, but here we go. Bone grafts in for the cyberknight. We're finally going board. Let's see how she does. What's the report? It's good I was there. Joe was not ready for how demanding that was going to be. Herrschweinschens only sent 2 people, but they were scary, or they were enough to be scary. The first was an assassin for sure. The second was a walking data recorder. You could practically hear the SimStream recorder running in her head. She soaked up everything that happened all week. I don't know what his game was, but he wanted everything. They demanded to look at previous year's records, meet clients, see the current stock. Between the two of us, Joe and I were able to keep them away from the really sensitive details of his network. Do you think he's trying to take over? I wouldn't put it past him, as the opening moves of a new smuggling route and partnership that was hyper-aggressive. But Joe agreed to let them. It was his shot at the elevator up to the big times, and he's willing to risk it all not to miss it. Have to keep an eye on both of them. Joe sends his thanks, but felt the need to immediately change the locks and rattle the chains as soon as those goons were gone. And the Warner weaponry? He's evaluating the Gunrunner network. No guarantee he approves. Hopefully we'll hear soon. I hate Herrschweinchen for his heavy-handed aggression, negative relationship formed. Yep, sure. Okay, so in 7 days and change, we'll know the answer. Wonderful stuff. Gotta go ahead and heal from this. Gotta go ahead and get our conversation. Heartbreak Rush was a success. They dropped Lavina even faster than I expected. I don't think the security officer even looked closely at the evidence. Lavina was escorted out of the building and her citizenship was voided on the spot. It was perfect. Our researcher, Hans, had a front row seat to the unmasking of the thief in our midst. The plan has given a boost to Reed, giving him a surge of influence and trust. Great, we can look and see how he feels. Reed has some influence. His trust with us is 4% whopping. He gains less trust, so yeah, okay, that makes sense. Whatever. Don't care about you too much. Hopefully we don't ever really do business because you don't do anything I care about, really. Let's keep moving time forward. Oh, this is up, I guess. Can't afford making it any better. We can start putting in things for our Underworld Hub, though. That seems fine for now. He is healed from being dazzled. Everyone is finally recovered. We finally have a time where no one is actually wounded. Finally. Influence Limit Break. You're going to buy better armor. I mean, it's the only thing you have, so yes. You will now buy more expensive armor. I think I have some, actually. I don't. Just kidding. Oh, well. Is what it is. I've got a line where a gang is keeping some of the loot. They're siphoning off Warner Braun. Perfect target for a scav raid. Free Streets compacts rip them off bad, but they're running out of places to stash the stolen loot. Stealing from thieves, maybe even before they have a chance to count it. Just a tip, I won't try to say it's more than that. You'd be the one going up against the Free Streets compact. But let's say they're busy stealing Warner Braun's lunch. Who's watching their spot? And for this tip, what do we owe you? It's free. Keeping the FSC off balance is a reward in its own. We've got a raid, the Salvage Schnorkel. It is due in 6 days and change. There's a yellow host here. If we can complete it at low security, which seems very unlikely, we'll get some extra money. It is not worth skipping boxes for this. As we've seen, the boxes seem to be worth, you know, probably a 40k on average. So I'm going to care more about the boxes than the secondary. Counter-intel won't be up in time to salvage it regardless. So we're just going to have too much heat and it won't matter. It's fine, though. Bone grafts are in. And cool. Nice. Okay. The game's going to get harder soon. We're power level 3, and we've got an eager client. A Warner Braun splicer wants to meet you at the club. In fact, he refuses to leave. When do I want to run that mission? So we're going to run the Warmachine because it's fun. I'll probably leave the hacker at home. So it's Sniper EXCK Warmachine. That's probably the core squad, essentially, right? This is the core squad. And Rhino is going to be on the bench kind of a lot until we get the Simstream trainer up to gator some XP. What's nice, it's up in 6 hours, so that's kind of good news. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is next stop. Actually, wait, let me check leveling breakpoints. You're not close. You're not close. You're 2 missions away, and you're 2 missions away as well. Okay, so what that means is unless I run both these missions, which I could do, if I run both these missions, we'll have enough XP to level those guys up. I think. Yeah, it should be enough. And then I'll be level, like, 5 here and 6 here, which is only 1 point each, so it's not that big of a deal. But it'll give them both the talent point, which I can then use for this mission. But I think, realistically, we're just going to run this mission. And we're, unfortunately, like, level 6 and 4 and whatnot. And they're going to be power level 5. But I think, yeah, we grab this mission. We're going to run it next episode. And I think we're going to go ahead and have the dialogue happen. Oh, no, there's legwork. There's mandatory legwork for that mission. We'll figure it out next episode then. Ultimately, that's going to be it for me. Next episode might be this mission. It might not. I'm not certain. But thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.